Hey y'all, I'm Dana.
And I'm Cassie.
And we just released 7 new fragrance oils, and we have not smelled them since the initial testing phase.
Yeah.
So like
6-7 months ago, but we wanted to give you our almost first impression of all 7 new scents.
So we have 6 of the scents laid out here on blotter strips.
But where's the 7th?
So glad you asked. It's currently in fragrance jail, for reasons that will become clear in a moment.
Yeah, watch till the end. First up, Limoncello Creme.
I remember liking this one.
Yeah, me too. It's like hard to do lemon scents because a lot of times they either smell kind of burny.
Yeah.
Or they're just like really astringent, like a cleaner.
No, this is sweet.
But this is sweet. Yeah, and it has that like slight creaminess from the cream in there.
I like this a lot. And I like our lemon scents. I will say lemon verbena and lemon pound cake, I feel are both great on their own. If you wanted to blend something with lemon, this might be a truer option.
Because it's less gourmand than lemon pound cake, for sure. But it still has that sweet element.
I do like that a lot.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Between that and strawberries and cream, I may make dessert candles despite myself.
Yeah, if you want to make a dessert line, this would be a good one to add. All right, what next?
Matcha and Bergamot.
Oh yeah, this is an interesting one.
I was expecting something a little earthier, but right out the bottle, it's very bright, very citrusy.
Yeah, the bergamot comes out really, really strong out of the bottle. But I remember smelling this while it was burning, and those matcha earthy elements were at the forefront while the candle was burning.
Yeah.
The bergamot really did take a background on the hot throw.
Even on the blotter strip, it evens out. It's a little bit more herbal.
Yeah.
There are notes of green tea and black tea in there that you don't really get right out of the bottle. So for this one, I would 100% recommend not judging it straight out of bottle.
Yeah.
Put it on a blotter strip, make a candle, make a soap.
Yeah. And let it dry down on the blotter. I mean, because even when we first blotted this, like 10 minutes ago, it was way more citrus heavy. And now, while citrus is still like the prominent aroma you're smelling, it's a lot earthier. I am getting a lot more of the matcha.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to smell it again.
It smells so good. If you did want to keep more of those citrusy bergamot elements, use it for soaps. Use it for your lotions. It is skin safe.
It's fresh.
Yeah, very fresh, bright.
We have a lot of good teas now.
Yeah. We'll have to do a tea comparison.
Ooh, spill the tea.
Spill the tea. We'll have to spill the tea and do a comparison of our tea scents.
I know we had a hard time naming this.
We did. This one, we went back and forth quite a bit.
We ended up going with Solar Sands. And now it is a beachier scent, but it is very unlike the beachy scents we currently carry. And I know that your favorite beachy scent, or maybe scent in general, is sea minerals.
Yes, it is.
How do you think that compares to Solar Sands?
So let's see. Solar Sands is a lot drier. Whereas sea minerals has that like minerally rocky sort of almost ozonic element to it. Solar Sands is just sandy
in a really good way.
Yeah.
I think a few of the concepts tossed around here were like beach shack.
Yeah. It's giving
tropical cottage.
Yeah, it's giving beach cottage.
Oh, it's nice though.
Yeah. It's pretty.
There's like a hint of coconut.
Just
whisper.
A little bit, yeah.
The LaCroix of coconut is in here.
The LaCroix of coconut. There is a coconut LaCroix.
It probably smells like this. Only not sand. Yeah, there's no sand seltzer.
That we know of.
That's true. Yeah, some of the naming suggestions for this.
Oh, that's a massive list of name suggestions.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Mahogany driftwood.
Carolina Beach.
We tried to go local with this one.
Yeah, we did.
We'll get there. But yeah, Solar Sands, really like a bright, beachy day.
Yeah.
I'd say that's what this is.
Fruity scent lovers. This next one is for you. Peach Mango Bellini.
It's so fruity.
It just is so fruity, sweet, fun, happy. Just like awesome.
I mean, no notes. This is so fruity and so nice.
Yeah.
Like it's giving peach rings. But like
in a good, a good way. Because there's definitely that like champagne prosecco element that kind of just elevates it more.
Oh, it's so good. There's nothing cloying about this. It's not overly sweet. It's not toothache sweet. But it is an amazing fruit scent. So for fans of strawberry guava, watermelon, even black cherry merlot.
Peach nectar.
Perhaps. Peach nectar.
Yeah.
And I'd say it's different enough to try both of those.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a great peach scent, I would definitely try peach mango Bellini.
Yeah, and I think the peach is definitely more prominent than the mango.
But it is it's a good mango note.
Yeah. I mean, those two fruits are fairly similar in aroma.
We're moving from fruit to floral with Freesia and Lilac. And it smells exactly like the name.
Yeah, it's really just a true to name, realistic, sort of authentic Freesia fragrance. And Freesia is kind of a hole in our fragrance line.
And I think that was definitely a goal here.
Yeah, that was part of the concept, I remember. It is nice. I mean, it's pretty. If you like florals, this is a really pretty floral. It's not very powdery at all.
No, it's not too soft and it's not too earthy or I don't know how to describe it because it's much brighter, I think, than some florals. It's not dense. You know, if that makes sense.
It does have that like white floral feel, that like almost creamy element in a way.
It's really fresh and nice. So there are notes of white peach, violet leaves, which I think is really nice, in addition to the Freesia and those lilac.
Yeah.
Oh, that is nice.
Keeps it nice and fresh, I think.
I want to say that this would make for a great room spray.
Ooh, that would be a good room spray. Or even like a linen spray, like for your laundry. I think that would be nice.
It's really, really nice. Speaking of florals, here's one that I thought I would not like. I continuously tell myself that I am not a floral girl, but like, am I?
I think you might be.
Because we keep coming out with florals that I do actually like, and I might be wrong about some things.
This is a pretty complex scent. I mean, it has a very luxury vibe.
Yeah, it is a rose scent, but if you don't like roses, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
If you don't like rose scents, it's totally fine. This is absolutely more smoky, more woody, and there is a hint of rose there. But I would not say that, I wouldn't even call this a really floral scent.
No, it's definitely heavy on the oud.
It's good.
It's
Sorry.
It's rudely good.
It's rudely good. Rose and oud.
Rose and oud.
You may have noticed that was 6 of the 7 new fragrances, because one of them
is in fragrance jail.
For reasons that will now become clear. This scent is one of the strongest fragrances I have ever smelled, maybe not only in my career with CandleScience, but also in my entire life. It is so strong that we left a candle just in the office and people kept coming in to ask what we were burning.
It wasn't even burning.
It was just the cold throw.
Yeah.
This is Lavender Embers.
Lavender Embers. Great name, though.
I love it. It's very... It's very YA
just
fancy.
Just like witchy vibes.
Yeah. And I think that this would make a great scent for like an apothecary type line.
Yeah.
So I would not call it a like typically pretty scent.
Yeah.
That's just me. You might. Yeah. But it is very, very smoky.
Hence the jar.
Heavy on the embers. We're going to open this now because we didn't want it to overwhelm the other scents.
Because that's all we would be smelling, to be honest. So yeah, if you're smelling this with a bunch of other fragrances, leave it till last. Yeah, evaluate last. And I will say that...
Woo! I can smell it from here. I don't even need that.
Yeah, we don't even need to hold it up because...
I can smell it in the jar.
This boy is strong.
And there's so much smoke.
But when you make it into a candle, it is like truly unbelievable how much it mellows out and how just pleasant it is in a candle. So this is one where, guys, you truly have got to make this into a candle to evaluate it, because I promise you it is so different. And if you smell it out of bottle and you're like, whoa, I don't blame you, because that's our reaction too.
That's going to happen, I would say, in fact. Out of bottle, it is very, very strong.
Very strong.
But not as balanced as it actually is. So it's really not fair to evaluate it straight out of bottle.
And I love it when it's burning. Yeah. I think it smells amazing. It's not overwhelming. It's not overpowering. You get that really nice balance of smokiness, woodiness with a beautiful lavender aroma. So don't discount it just because out of the bottle it smacks you in the face.
That could be a good thing. You know, people are always asking, how do I make my candle stronger? Which scents are your strongest? Yeah. I will now always say Lavender Embers.
Use Lavender Embers. I think this is our strongest fragrance, period.
I would agree. Yeah. And now whether or not the actual aroma is for you, that's up to you to decide. We really like it. Yeah. The concept is great. There's not much out there like it. And it blends well.
It does. It's a great blender. Yeah. But it's one of those blenders that you have to make sure you're not using too much of. Because it might overtake your blend a little bit.
Yeah. No, good point. Yeah. Good point.
Which maybe you want. You want that. But, you know, if you're wanting something more balanced, you know, I would use it at maybe 10, 15% max in a blend.
Just a drop, just a tad.
Just a tad. Yeah. Just a little sprinkle.
Because we do have so many oud scents now, or that's a really nice kind of smoky wood. Mm-hmm. Fireside is my ultimate favorite.
Love Fireside.
Blender. I will add that to anything all of the time.
Yeah, it always works.
But this is a really nice option. And it does have a little bit of eucalyptus, a little bit of camphor. Yeah. So it's not exactly like a campfire.
No.
I'd say, you know, it's
a witch's campfire, maybe.
Yeah. There's definitely something else going on there. You know, it's kind of like cleansing
yes, very
vibes.
Much. Yeah.
Not medicinal, but definitely intentional.
Mm-hmm. So let's see. I don't know which one is my favorite. It's hard to pick. I think for me, it is between Matcha and Bergamot, Solar Sands, and you know what? And Lavender Embers.
Ooh.
Yeah. Very different scents.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Nice line, though. Nice sampler.
It would be. Yeah. It just feels... That would be a very nice, like, luxury upscale line.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Wow, you have really good taste. Because I kind of really like the Limoncello Creme. I just like it. It's so bright. It's so summery.
It is a nice scent.
It's really sweet. And I don't usually burn, like, gourmand or, like, cookie or candy flavors or scents in my home. But I think for summer, I'm going to try that one. And I really like rose and oud.
I like rose and oud quite a bit too.
I might have to rethink some floral scents for spring.
I think you might have to. You know what? Rose and oud is a groundbreaking floral. How about that? Well, now that you know what we think, we want to know what you think.
Absolutely. I'm very excited for this launch.
Yeah.
And if you try them, please let us know what you think. You can always tag us on social, leave a review, or just shout it from the rooftops.
Yeah, that works too. Thanks for watching, guys.
That's it. Until next time.
Cassi and Dana out.